So in this lecture, which is lecture number 30 of week number 31, we will try to find out the bit error ratio or bit error rate of orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. So we know that the input output model of OFDM is given by this equation: y is equal to h circularly convolved with x plus w. So if we take the FFT of this input output model, we saw that it turns out to be parallel channels in frequency domain. So yk is equal to xk into hk plus w of k, where yk is the kth FFT point of these symbols y0, y1 to yn minus 1, and wk is the kth FFT point of this vector w0, w1, wn minus 1. So we know that kth FFT point sample of noise samples is given by wk is equal to sum of wl into e to the power minus j 2 pi k l over n. So where wl is equal to or given by Gaussian IID with zero mean. So when we have zero mean, we mean that expected value of WL is equal to 0. Independently distributed means expected value of WL into W conjugate of L is equal to 0, and expected value of omega L square or WL square is given by sigma square. So if we put all these values in this equation, the expected value of Wk would be given by 0. So expected value of Wk is equal to 0 because the expected value of Wl is equal to 0. Now we try to find out the variance of Wk, which is the noise samples frequency domain. So the expected value of Wk, absolute value square, is given by the expected value of Wk into W conjugate of k. So this is Wk, this is W conjugate k, in which we have changed L to L dash just to differentiate between the subcarriers, and here also we have changed from L to L dash and we have put a conjugate here. So when we multiply these, WL into W conjugate L dash is on one side, we take the sums together, and then we have these two equations in which we can sum e to the power minus j 2 pi k L minus L dash divided by n, because this conjugate converts this negative into positive. So what we have is we can take the expected value of only these equations because we can't take the expected value of exponentials. So we already found out the expected value of WL into W conjugate L dash is equal to 0 if L is equal to L dash. The subcarrier index is different, and that is equal to sigma square if the subcarrier index is same. So if we put these values here, we have sum of L is equal to 0 and minus 1 sigma square into 1, that would be equal to multiplying 1 with sigma square or summing 1s with sigma square, we have n sigma square. So this is the noise variance at the output of FFT. Now what is Hk? Hk is the kth FFT point of this H vector, and we also do some zero padding as we discussed in the previous lecture, and because of the zero pads we add n minus 1 zeros. So if we have this equation for h of k, expected value of hl is equal to 0, expected value of hl into h conjugate of l dash is equal to 0 if l is not equal to l dash. So this happens when we have uncorrelated scattering, or in which the items of the Rayleigh fading HL are uncorrelated. So HL is also complex Gaussian. Expected value of HL is equal to 0, or expected value of HL into H conjugate of L dash is equal to 0. Expected value of HL square is equal to 1. Now the expected value of HK would be equal to 0. So expected value of HK square would be equal to sum of expected value of HL square. So this is equal to L. So finally we have Hk is equal to Hk is Rayleigh fading with 0 mean, and variance is equal to L. So we have this input output model. Rayleigh fading average power is L that we calculated here. This is the average power, the variance. and the xk is having expected value is equal to the total power P is distributed among all symbols across all subcarriers, and the Wk is Gaussian. Expected value of Wk conjugate square would be equal to n sigma that we have calculated, sigma square that we calculated before. So the received SNR or the average SNR the receiver would be equal to Hk square absolute value into P over n sigma square. So this is the average SNR LP over n sigma square, in which out of this P over sigma square is basically the transmit SNR. So the average BER would be given by BER OFDM is equal to 1 over 2 into 1 minus sum of, we put this L over N into transmit SNR divided by 2 plus L over N into transmit SNR, where transmit SNR is given by this equation. So let's take an example of BER OFDM with L is equal to 16 channel taps and assume that we have 256 subcarriers at transmit antenna SNR is equal to 35 dB. So transmit SNR is given P over sigma square. We need to find out the BER. So if you put the values, SNR would be equal to linear scale 10 raised to power 3.5, L is equal to 16 and N is equal to 156. So if you put all these values here, we'll have the BER to be equal to 2.5 into 10 raised to the power 3. So the important factor is the transmit SNR and the channel taps and the number of subcarriers. So having different values of L and different value of N, different value of SNR, the BER of OFDM changes. So that is the final result. So the important point is number of subcarriers and the channel taps. So that's all for this lecture. Thank you.